pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll.
Ram Kassoon. Here. Johnson.
Here.
John Francois.
Here.
Summers. Absent. Witt.
Here.
Kleiner.
Here.
Burr.
Here.
Massey.
Here.
President Rodriguez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Approval of minutes.
Tonight we have the minutes from the Common Council from February 7th, 2017.
So by Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Consoom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence.
Okay, we have one tonight from the Ag and Marketing on a municipal shelter inspection report.
Received and filed.
That is all for correspondence.
For the good of the city, anyone who would like to address this council, please step forward.
Good evening. Bob Dietrich, 14 Chestnut Street, but tonight actually representing Orange County Department of Health. Just wanted to make everyone aware in the audience and council people that if you haven't seen it, it's been advertised, it's been in the paper. Tomorrow, 9:15 to 1:15 at the Raleigh Science Building at SUNY Orange, there's a conference that the health department is putting on health equity. Should be good, should be fun. There's some good speakers coming from outside, and there's a panel also of people from various health institutions that will be looking at actually commenting on a film called Unnatural Causes. It's about 23 minutes. So 9:15 to 1:15 at the Raleigh Science Center. Okay, thank you. Everyone's welcome.
Anyone else would like to address the council?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dibble from 61 Anthony Street. Some of you already know me by just me coming up here. I just want to start this conversation off with a thank you to the city officials and Common Council, Joe DeStefano, to Will, and the other city officials for assisting us in our situation, which is the Miamisburg development that's happening off of Anthony Street and or East Main Street. The latest where I'm at today is first I want to make sure I say thank you to everybody, and then I wanted to further just tell you where I'm at with this situation. The situation has progressed from a diesel machine billowing smoke into my home, in which was on February 20th, something that an incident that a police officer witnessed for himself. Just on a note of that, the several calls that I did make to city officials or the police department wasn't a cry for a complaint, it was a cry for help. It took a city official or an officer to come out to physically see that. I want to emphasize that it was a call for help. It wasn't a call for a complaint. Going forward, the machine was removed and the smoke has stopped. Last week there was a meeting with some city officials where they were told that the new machine was not going to be a diesel machine, it was going to be electric. Far-fetched, it came and it was electric and very loud. Debris that flew off that machine, which I can describe as sawdust, was very disruptive to our property and our kid going outside, including the noise. But I did want to say it was not as smoky as that other one was, that no one should ever experience that one. On another note, the other agencies, town officials from other agencies, and the DEC and the EPA have all been very kind and courteous to inform me of what to ask, when to ask, and who to ask for help. Doing so, there's been another issue on the property, which is the water problem, which I don't want to be a critical problem for me later on. That problem is the water, which is considered runoff from them today and yesterday, but more today because they've removed the stumps and trees and stuff like that. So there's, I want to consider it to be poor erosion control on the property. calling the DCE back and following up with my first complaint to them, said that that should be addressed by city officials, and I just want to know if we can look into that a little bit more if we can, because of if it's going to get worse, I'm going to have a wet basement, and I prefer not to. If we can take that into consideration to make sure that we can rectify that more of a timely fashion. It will be, I did inform the Department of Public Works that I've been flooded 3 times, and there's been pictures and conversations recorded. On another note, the property line that adjacent to the Oak Hill Road, which is the new road that will be put into Magnolia Park for Miamisburg development, the property has been that property line has been compromised by the developer. On friendly conversations and or with city officials, the property issue has not been addressed. I was given a piece of paper with a sketch of the entrance there, and I was supposed to initial it to allow him to remove an old fence or something like that. I've been informed not to do that because he's not articulating what he's going to be put back there. And I wish, if I can ask the city council and whoever can help me, please force the developer to specify and articulate exactly what rendering of plants, trees, and if a fence is going to go back up around that property, if we could force them to do it or come to some sort of agreement, but not giving me a piece of paper with some scratch, which was informal to asking permission to do something like that. The backside of the property has also not been tampered with yet, but the water that excessively runs off that back of that property is definitely becoming more than usual. Never cared about it before because it had a natural way of just running on my property and off to the left. But where they dammed the property and you know, we rectified that, the city officials rectified that, has continued. But you know, when it gets worse, it's going to of course pile up and flood my property. I was also informed by the DEC that the road debris is a city that needs to be addressed by the city in regards to the mud, wood chips that are piling up. On it I'm gonna say just about every day I can send one of the city officials, and I dearly appreciate his patience in regards to me constantly giving somebody a report card in this. But the road muck, including which is the mud and the wood chips, are constantly not being cleaned up. I believe that could be a safety issue if someone were to stop on top of that mud and slide into somebody else, or one of the buses that drop off one of the neighborhood kids, and of course walking into it accidentally and then bringing it into the house. I don't think the neighbors or the residents of the area should have to deal with that going forward. That being said, this morning my wife backed out of the driveway and picked up a piece of glass, which was also part of some debris that came out of there. We're assuming it is glassy terrain, glass terrain back there, because there's a lot of broken bottles and stuff. But just if the city can take a closer look at those issues, and going forward, what the responsibility of the Department of Public Works will be looking at this going further. I apologize being a little nervous. I'm not much of a speaker, but thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to address the council? Okay, department heads. Economic Development.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to remind everyone that we're accepting applications for housing rehab through our office. So if anyone wants to check out our program and what qualifications are required and so forth, just come by our office, Community Development, or call us at 346-4170. And that's all I have for this evening.
Any question for Maria? Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Police Chief.
Good evening, everyone. The police department graduated two new police officers this past Friday, Officer Matthew Gaynor and Officer Christopher Dolan were graduates of the Orange County Police Chiefs Academy. At 4 o'clock yesterday, they started their field training, so we hope to have them ready probably by towards the end of the summer, basically. We did end the field training for Officer Nicholas Mirko, who was a police officer in Brewster, who came to us. He's completed his field training. He's now prepared for full duty. We're still formulating our summer plan about how we plan to handle the downtown activities and such. We have received a few scattered complaints about the downtown. We're focusing a little bit right now on the area in the library and on North Street with positive reactions. We received notification that we may be the recipient of another grant for a canine detection dog in the amount of $50,000 should the council choose to accept that. I'll bring the details of that back shortly once we have the updated acceptance. And I think that's all I have for you this evening. Any questions?
Thank you, Chief. DPW Commissioner.
Good evening. I want to start with reporting about the drought condition. If you recall, a few months ago, we had our reservoirs were down to about 60% storage, and we have implemented the supplemental water taking permit from other sources, and we did very well. But at this time in here, with having just a couple of average rainfall events over in November, December, and in January, I'm happy to report to you that our reservoirs have recovered up to 99% now. And that shows you the resiliency of this water system in the city of Middletown. And really our issue is if we had more storage, we will have substantially more safe yield. It's just our reservoirs, the volume in there that we have is relatively it's adequate, but if we can have more storage, such as hopefully a new reservoir at some point in Indigo area, that would be tremendous in there for us and for the county economic and commercial development on 17M. So again, we're happy to report to you that the drought is over as far as we're concerned, but it could start again in a couple of months, you don't know. So all the time we have to be vigilant and to try to plan and be quick to react for any sign of any drought condition that might come. The mayor touched on the utilizing and using our infrastructure in there to generate revenue for the city of Middletown, and he did report to you about septage revenue from the wastewater treatment plant, which is basically, again, I keep reporting to you every month. We generated last year $552,000 in revenue. And that's a tremendous increase when we started. With the numbers that we had from previous years, I'll just read them very quickly to you. In 2010, our annual revenue from the septage was $141,000. 2011, it was $249,000. 2012, our revenue was almost $300,000. So you see how the increase is building up. In 2013, it was also about $300,000. 2014, it was $323,000. 2015, it was $444,000. 2016, it was $552,000 in revenue. And so far in January and February this year, it's been a record month for us. So the point is, which is the mayor, what the mayor keeps saying, and you guys are supporting us, and I thank you for your leadership, and I really mean it. Without the support and the investment that we need to do in our infrastructure, we will not be able to utilize all these really great numbers in here. And as you know, we're doing a project potentially to generate methane gas, additional methane gas from our digesters by accepting grease from grease haulers from all around the area in here, potentially generating electricity that will be adequate to meet our demand and possibly even export into the grid electricity. So, you know, again, we have to keep investing into our infrastructure to make it suitable for the future, and this way, hopefully, we can continue to generate revenue from it. Another thing is our site visit to Connecticut has been rescheduled for March 14th. We'll probably leave City Hall. That would be next Tuesday. We'll probably leave City Hall right after the RFP opening for sanitation. The mayor will be going. I believe the council president will be going, and I think Mr. Massey indicated he'll be going. So anybody else will have as many cars as we want to. Purpose of the visit is to go to a place in town in Connecticut. They just replaced their street lights. They did the project that we're doing right now, basically they purchased the street light fixtures from the utility company. In our case, Orange and Rockland. We're doing that now. And then we're going to be installing LED fixtures in there. And the purpose and the idea behind it is the savings in energy in there, and the long-term, the maintenance is much less severe or required than conventional lights that we have. Will be generating positive cash flow from purchasing the lights and replacing them with LED lights. So anybody from the council would like to join us in there, would be happy to take you in there. And the idea is to see really how they function at night in a place that did it, and to see if you're happy with the fixtures and the amount of light that they provide for us.
2 hours in the car with Massey there and 2 hours back with Mr. Massey?
We have separate cars. You don't have to ride with Mr. Massey. You can ride with me. Mr. Massey can ride with the mayor and so on. No, we can, of course, we can ride with Mr. Massey.
I'm not sure who invited you.
Another thing, let me just, if I may touch, Sai here, he mentioned the Miamisburg project. And just to assure everybody that the SWIP, soil erosion, stormwater management, that's the City of Middletown responsibility. The DSC have delegated all these responsibilities to us. We are monitoring this. We have the building inspector going over there on a daily basis. It doesn't mean these people, this project, they are angels. It's a construction site. Whenever we hear any complaint, we dispatch through the alderman or sometimes resident himself or herself. They get in touch with us and we respond to it right away, taking any corrective measures, if any, or just at least looking into the situation. Also, the project, it's required to obtain a certification of PE PE that is paid by the developer in there, to certify that the SWIP or the stormwater management plan has been complied with and all measures have been implemented, such as silt fence, siltation basins, stabilized construction entrance, and so on and so forth. So we are keeping an eye on it. We are trying to make good neighborly relationship between the project development and the developer and the project manager and the neighbors. And it's an uphill battle, but we're going to keep going at it until everybody is satisfied to the best of our ability as City of Middletown. With that, I will stop my report. I will conclude my report. If you have any questions for me.
Any question for Jacob? Alderman Kleiner?
Just one, have we heard, without going into any of the history of it, have we heard anything on New York Rising?
Yes, New York Rising. We have a meeting this Friday, the kickoff meeting, I believe. I believe it's this Friday, between New York Rising, the consulting engineer. It was RBS, and now they changed their name to another name. I don't really know the name yet. but they are from New York City, and we're looking forward to the project starting. Yeah, I believe it's this Friday, yeah, in the mayor's office. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Corporation Counsel.
Good evening. I placed on your desk two different local laws. One of them would be to allow the city to hire part-time police officers, which is consistent with the union contract. The other is dealing with the issue of sparkling devices and including that in the definition of fireworks or dangerous fireworks so that their use can be prevented in the city of Middletown. So tonight, all that needs to happen is someone has to introduce each local law, someone would second that, and then it sits on your desk for a couple of weeks, and then the first time you could take action, if you want to, would be 2 weeks from now. But I just want to lay that out for you. And of course, you know, even if the council does approve it, it has to go to the mayor for a public hearing and his approval, and our great clerk, Mr. Nomchik, follows that process well. Any questions?
Any questions for Richard?
Okay, thank you.
Richard? Clerk?
Just want to mention, thank you. Tonight you have a resolution ahead of you to accept $2,950 for the Middletown Pride Committee, and those were given by many businesses in the city of Middletown, and I wanted to thank them and also remind everybody that Saturday, April 22nd will be the Pride cleanup for the city of Middletown. It will be from 9 a.m. to 12 in Festival Square, and I'm already getting calls on it with people volunteering, so it's going to be, should be a good event, and that's all I have.
Okay, reports of Aldermans. Alderman John Francois.
Good evening. Nothing this evening.
Alderman Kleiner.
Thank you. We'll have a second ward constituents meeting next Monday, the 13th at 7 p.m. here. And I'm sure Alderwoman Rankisoon will mention Neighborhood Watch will begin again. That will be the day after. That'll be a week from tonight on the 14th at 7 p.m. So I guess we won't be in Connecticut. And just very quickly, so they do get the recognition. Clerk John Nunchuck mentioned the people who just immediately donated for our city cleanup, and these are people that have pride in Middletown, so I think they deserve just a quick listing. Benedict Memorials, JCO Inc., Mid-City Transit Corp., J&T Diner, Omega Tile Services, Fusco Engineering, McVeigh, Lewis, Sherwin, and McDermott, Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, Calandria Pizza King, Sosler's Garden and Farm, Tony Bofa's Restaurant, Royal Pools and Spas, Alice Krosick, Inc., E.A. Morrison Company, and Appleby McPhillips. And we thank you for helping keep Middletown clean. Thank you.
Alderman Witt.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I would just like to either remind people or let them know that on the 18th of March, there will be a dinner, a benefit dinner. Wallkill Engine Company No. 6 is putting it on, along with the family of Bob Bierstow. It'll be held at Washington Heights Firehouse. It begins at 6 and runs till 11 o'clock. There'll be good food, music, drinks, raffles, a tricky tray, some Irish music, and dancing. The proceeds will benefit the Guild of St. Margaret Soup Kitchen and the Wallkill Fire Company. Please come out and support our community in the name of a good man who always loved and supported this great city. Tickets are $30, and for more information, you can see Mary in the mayor's office or refer to Channel 23. Thank you.
Alderman Johnson.
Thank you. Planning and Economic Development met earlier this evening. Our scope of responsibility has changed as a result of the moratorium. I want to thank John and Rich and Maria and Karen for their patient guidance as we moved on to this project. We will have another meeting prior to the next meeting in 2 weeks. It's scheduled for 6:30 to 7:15, then CDA, and then Alderwoman Ramkisoon. Your participation of the entire council is appreciated. And just a side note on the TNR, Trap New Release Program, started off with Helpless for Shelters. I've been working with Robin Stewart at this time. So since November, we've met 18 cats: Linden, North, Vincent, Prospect, Beacon, and Euclid. And the project is moving along nicely, and want to thank Robin for her cooperation. Thank you.
Good evening. Yes, as Alderman Kleiner mentioned, the Neighborhood Watch meeting will be the first of 2017. We're reconvening as we approach the warmer weather months. Next Tuesday, that will be March 14th at 7 p.m. here in the council chambers. We encourage people to come out if they have concerns that they have for their neighborhoods, that they come out and express them to the committee. That'd be great. The Third Ward constituents meeting was held last Tuesday evening. We had a few issues with some varnish fumes because of the great work that's been done in the council chambers, but it was brief. But in the course of that meeting, we did mention that some of the debris issues and some road issues that had been brought up in recent weeks were very promptly addressed by DPW. So we just wanted to express my thanks on behalf of myself and the constituents for your help in that matter. So thank you, Jacob, and to your guys. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Burr? Alderman Massey?
Nothing this evening.
New business.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to authorize the treasurer to accept a total of $2,950 for the City of Middletown Pride Cleanup Committee.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon. Aye. Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Jean-Francois to approve the closing of Erie Way every Saturday for the farmers market from Saturday, June 3rd through Saturday, October 28th, 2017, from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, second by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Alderman Kleiner.
Should we specify that that's between Cottage and Montgomery Street? Because we're not closing the whole Erie Way.
I can add that to the resolution, but they know when they close the streets.
Okay, thank you.
It's the same every year.
Anyone else? Roll.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr. Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize Chief Betancourt to attend the International Association of Chiefs of Police 124th Annual Conference to be held in Philadelphia, PA, from Friday, October 20th through Wednesday, October 25th, 2017, and this is a properly budgeted item.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Burr. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt to authorize Detective Cologne, Officer Rosen, Bodaday, and McNeary to attend the 2017 Technical Conference presented by the New York TOA to be held in Verona, New York on Tuesday, April 25th through Thursday, April 27th, 2017, and this is a properly budgeted item.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Young Explosives for the 2017 and 2018 fireworks display that will be held Saturday, July 1st, 2017, as part of our annual Stars and Stripes celebration date of 2018 to be announced.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Burr. Any discussion? Alderman Kleiner.
Just quickly, I forgot to mention this when Maria was speaking, that because we do the 2 years, we get 10% more fireworks for free, so that's a good deal.
Anyone else? Roll.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize the 2017 Spring Annual Cleanup Week schedule.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to schedule a public hearing on Tuesday, March 21st on the proposed two-lot subdivision for 26 to 28 Robert Street.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution that you're going
Is it on
to...
the floor?
Yeah.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to amend this resolution to delete item number 2, proposed art studio for 929 Canal Street, pending further clarification on the part of the committee.
Motion to amend by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Ray Consoom. Vote.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez. That resolution passes. Now, we have a resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Graham Cassoon without the proposed, for all the other 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for scheduled public hearings on March 21st, 2017, for the bid moratorium.
Motion by Alderman Ray Consoom, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr. This is to authorize the mayor to sign a contract with the County of Orange for the Stop DWI enforcement period of March 14th, 2017 through January 1st, 2018.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Ray Burr, seconded by Alderman Ray Consoom. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize Anna Acree from Finance to attend the PERMA Annual Conference, May 25th to 26th, 2017, and this is a properly budgeted item.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with the County of Orange through the Office of the Aging to extend the current agreement for the Title III-B senior transportation.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Graham Cassoon to authorize the treasurer to add to the 2017 budget the approved reimbursement grants provided by Dancy for the Woolworth project.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Ray Consoom, seconded by Alderman Burr. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey. President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to authorize the commencement and prosecution of a lawsuit against the town of Wawayanda seeking the recovery of all fees and charges due from the town to the city pursuant to the stipulation of settlement to resolve an annexation petition.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt to authorize the treasurer to accept a second donation of $500 from the 10K Classic in support of the Mayor's Youth Council, plus an additional $700 from the Lions Club in support of the summer campership program.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to authorize Officers Bailey, Reginio, Troya to attend the Empire State Law Enforcement Traffic Safety Conference to be held in Albany, New York on Thursday, April 6th through Friday, April 7th, and this is a properly budgeted item.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Witt. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. That is all for new business.
Local laws.
Tonight, we have introduction of local law number 2 of 2017. This is a local law to allow the hiring of part-time police officers for the city of Middletown. Need a sponsor
Alderman Kleiner,
and a second.
Alderman Witt.
And we have an introduction of local law number 3 of 2017. This is a local law to include sparkling devices within the New York penal law definitions of fireworks and dangerous fireworks as applied to the city of Middletown.
Alderman Kleiner, Alderman Burr.
That is all for local laws.
Audit.
Mr. President, I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for their payment.
Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Burr. Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Adjournment.
So moved.